This is a beginner Blender Python exercise where we're continuing to work with if statements, and in particular we'll introduce the in operator to search for words in text data. Hey, I'm Victor Stepanov. I'll be guiding you through this beginner Blender Python exercise. Today we're going to be continuing working with if statements. We'll build off of the knowledge we gained in the first two parts of the if statement exercises. So make sure to watch those before watching this video because I won't be covering the basics. I'll provide a link in the description to those videos, so make sure to check them out if you have not done so. To showcase the Python in operator, we'll need some objects in our scene. So let's head on over to the scripting workspace and open it up and hit new right here. Select everything in the scene and delete it by hitting A, X, and then a delete. And now we're going to create a small script that's going to add 10 cubes, 10 icospheres, and 10 monkey heads into the scene. So the scene that you see on your screen, I want you to create it. This will be our first exercise for you to practice recalling how to add objects into the scene. Go ahead and try this on your own without my help, and I'm going to show you in just a second. So pause the video now and try to create this particular scene. Don't worry about getting the locations of the objects exactly as I have in the scene. Just make sure to get 10 cubes, 10 icospheres, and 10 monkey heads into the scene with a Python script. All right, I hope you managed to do that, and here is how I would have done it. So I'm just going to quickly paste some code to speed things up. At the beginning, as usual, make sure to import BPY. I created a special variable to control the offset between objects. Then I created these three loops, and I just called the add cube, add icosphere, and add monkey with a special location updated on each iteration of the for loop, right? Again, remember to get the commands for adding icospheres, cubes, and monkey heads is just hover over the 3D viewport and hit Shift A, and then select the cube, the icosphere, or the monkey head, and then copy the code from the info panel down below. So that's how I basically got this code. All right, so let's run my script. I'm going to hit Control Space. And as you can see, we have the scene that we wanted right here. All right. Actually, let me just move this a bit like so you can see the full code. Probably this part wasn't seen clearly. All right, I'm just multiplying. So at the very beginning, the cubes are just on Z. The coordinate for the cubes is always going to be 0, right? Then I'm just going to set it to 3, so that's 3. And then I'm just going to double this for the monkey heads. So the monkey heads will be 6 units above the ground, or 0. Okay, now we have our scene set up. We can start working with the in operator. But first, we need some tasks to do in our scene. And I'm thinking I want to rename all the cubes in the scene to have a name like this. And to do that, we first need to find out how to get the names for the cubes. So let's go into the interactive Python console. Right here, I'm going to increase the size by hitting Control and scrolling up. And let's loop over all the objects in the scene. All right, so I just created a for loop that goes and loops through all the objects and just repeats this code right here in the body of the for loop, right? And as you can see, we're printing out the objects, the cubes, the icospheres, and the Suzanne monkey heads right here. That is how you get the object, but how do you get the name? And let's do just that. So I'm going to repeat the code by hitting the up arrow on my keyboard. So I want to loop through all the objects again. And by the way, in the interactive Python console, you will get this kind of printed statements, but usually if you're iterating and on your script, you would want to use the print statement to actually print things. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to get the name property of each one of these objects. All right, so I'm going to scroll back up. As you can see that we have just printed out all the names of our objects, right? It doesn't have this BPY data objects and then the name of the object. We just have the name itself. Perfect. Okay, now I just want to print out the names of all the cubes. And here's where the in Python operator comes in. Let's go and see how it works. So as you remember, all the if statements usually work with some Boolean expression, and in is actually, it returns a Boolean, either true or false. So it looks like this. We're going to be working with text today. Also, you can use the in operator to search for things in lists and other collections, but we'll get to that in a later video. All right, so I'm going to create a piece of text that's going to be like cube, and I'm going to say in, and then another piece of text. I'm going to just write box, right? This will return false because you can't find the cube word in the text box, right? In this box, right? But if we do this, and let's just say 001. So for example, how Blender would name a cube if you've added a cube already into the scene, right? This will return true because as you can see, this cube right here is part of this string. So this, we're searching for this, it's part of that. So as you can see, that works. But for example, if I use lowercase c to search for a cube in this text, it won't find it because we're expecting exactly cube with a capital C. So as you can see, now we're returning false. Again, if I just use, if it's exactly the same text, so cube and cube, it's going to return true because that's exactly, so it was successful in finding the word that we're looking for, in this particular case, cube. Also, we don't really need to use the full word, so we can actually just use like just a capital C. Since the capital C is also located in this cube text, it's also going to return C. So you can kind of play around with what exactly is going to be in the Boolean expression that you're creating. So let's now use this logic to create an if statement in our for loop that's going to allow us to just print the names of the cubes. So I'm going to hit the up arrow because I'm lazy, I don't want to type. And I'm going to loop over again through all the objects, but this time I'm going to create an if statement, and then I'm going to use the cube and in, and remember we're using an object name, the property, so object name, and only now let's print the object name. All right. I hope you're following along as well and typing this in the interactive Python console. So as you can see now, instead of, we're looping through all the object, nothing has changed. So if we go into the outliner right here, you can see that there's actually, all the objects are still here. They haven't gone anywhere, but now we are able to just focus on all the cube objects just by using this if statement right here, by searching for cube in the objects that we have in our scene. All right, now let's modify our loop to actually rename the cubes. And before we do that, actually, I just want to remind you of the formatting strings. So you can format strings by using a variable inside of a string or a piece of text. So obj cube, and then we're going to use some variable right here. For example, index. Right now it's going to give me an error because index doesn't exist, so let's fix that. So index equals 0. And now let's try to run this string again. So it's going to create a string that's going to use, that's going to turn in this integer, the 0 number, into a piece of text right here, right? So let's run that. See, if I change index again, and let's rerun that. And you can see that's how we're going to be updating our name for each of the cubes. All right, so let's update our for loop. So we're looking for all the cubes, and now let's start modifying. So instead of printing this, we're going to assign a new name to the objects. Name, and then we're going to just use this. All right. Actually, I wanted to start with the index 0, but I've already modified it, and it's kind of hard to undo once you start writing in the interactive Python console. You need to just like exit out, but I don't want to do that right now. But so the index should be 0. So if you haven't followed along yet, so make sure to run this right here before you enter this for loop. All right. And now I need to make sure that each time we iterate through this for loop, and in particular this if body, we need to increment the index. So index equals the current value of the index plus 1. Actually, you can, instead of writing it like so, you can just write a shorter version like this. So make sure to start getting used to this shorter version. It's going to be very handy as you get more experience with Python. All right, so I think that looks right. Make sure to look at this as soon as I hit enter. Let's run that, and boom, so the icospheres are now on top, and you can see we have our cubes right here. For your next challenge, use this logic and rename the icospheres and the Suzanne monkey heads in a similar fashion. So use the object, ico, and then the index for icospheres, and instead of Suzanne, just use object monkey and then the index. For bonus points, figure out how you can also rename the data, the mesh data for each one of these objects. So go ahead and try that on your own. All right, I hope you managed to do that, and let's see how I would have done it. I'm going to fix up the cubes that I did in the beginning. And this is exactly what I wanted you to do. So to rename the mesh data, if you look into the object, it has the data and it also has the name. This is how I would have renamed the mesh data for the cube and the rest of the objects. So let's hit run. And now you can see that the cubes are renamed and the mesh data is renamed as well. Next, let's do the same thing for the icospheres and the monkey heads. So this is exactly the same kind of code that I would have written for the icospheres. Nothing really changed but the name right here, the ico name right here, and we're just searching for ico in the name of the object. So I'm not looking for the icosphere, the full name. I'm just using the first 3 letters. So that's also, I hope you try that as well. All right, so let's check out the icospheres, and yep, they're all renamed with object and mesh as well. Okay, let's try the monkey heads as well. All right, again, I'm not using the full name, just using monkey right here as the new name, and running that, and you can see that was successfully renamed as well. Okay, before we continue, I want to show you a neat trick that you can use to format the strings the same way that Blender does it. So when you add a new object, it usually adds 001, 002. We can do the same thing with formatting strings in Python. So if we go into the interactive Python console, I'm going to add a formatting string. I'm going to use the index and then colon 3D, so actually gets 3 spaces for the digit. So you can see the index was 10 the last time this last loop ran, and 3 is the number of spaces we've reserved for the number. So you can kind of align stuff this way. So if I write instead of 3 but 30, you can see that we've pushed the number all the way to the right and have 28 spaces in the string. You can actually, instead of using a 0 here, I can use 0 here to specify what exactly we want to replace the first part of the number with. So for example, this will nicely format it this way. You can actually see it better in action if I create a for loop. I'm going to range 100, and then I'm going to create a new format, new string. All right, that printed out as I wanted to. So you can see that you can do the same thing as Blender does just by using this formatting right here. And it would look this way for the monkey heads. All right, you can see that I've just updated the name like so, and now we have all the monkeys with the names of 001, 002, and so on. And if you're learning something new today or just enjoying this video, make sure to hit the like button. I'll greatly appreciate it. Okay, and for your final exercise, we're going to be working with selected objects. And to get the selected objects, you can just go into the context and then select selected objects. And right now there's nothing selected. Let's actually fix that. So I'm going to select these guys right here. I'm going to hit enter, and you can see that it returns a list of all the selected objects in the current scene. So I want you to create, with this information, create the following scene. Rotate the cube 45 degrees, scale the monkey down by half, and then lift the icospheres as you see on screen. Remember to rotate things. Blender requires radians, and you can import the math module and use the math.radians to get the correct degrees. Try this on your own and pause the video now. All right, I hope you managed to do that, and let's see how I would have done it. So the very first thing that we need to do is import math. We're going to be using that to rotate the cubes. Now we need to create a for loop and use the context and then the selected objects. First, let's go with the Icospheres. So if Ico and object name, I'm going to multiply that by 4 just to bump it higher than it is right now. Next, let's work with the cubes. So I'm going to use the math function to convert the 45 degrees into radians, and I'm going to apply that to the rotation Euler property of the object. And I'm just going to multiply the scale of all the monkeys by 0.5, and that should reduce the scale by 2. And let's see how this runs. Oh, let me retype that. All right, let's check this out. And as you can see that we have rotated the cubes, scaled down the monkey heads, and we bumped the location of the icospheres. All right. So if we just look at the code that I've written, we have we're just looping over the selected objects. We're not touching the ones that are not selected. We are bumping the location of the icospheres, then just rotating the cubes by 45 and scaling down the monkey heads. Alright, if you have any questions, make sure to ask them in the comments below. I hope you can see how you can use the Python in operator to search for words and letters in a particular piece of text and create if statements to control the flow of your scripts. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and learned something new. Thank you so much for watching.